So I just got done watching UFC 230, and I got thinking about something. And I was thinking, why is MMA, UFC, whatever you want to call it, it's MMA as a whole, but let's go specifically UFC. Why is the UFC thriving so well? I know there's periods where the business is down, but as a whole, it's consistent. They do well in the gates. They do decent in pay-per-view. Not always, depends on who's on the card, but consistently, it's really good. With boxing, if you're not at the top, even not at the top couple of fighters, you're not doing well as a fighter. You're making great money. The sport as a whole is doing well on the top side, but on the lower side, it's not doing too well. Why did UFC come in, and why did UFC surpass boxing for a long period of time? I still think it is surpassed boxing. And I was thinking about certain things, and one of the main things that came to mind was the big fights. Big fights not being done in boxing. A lot of boxers. Let me use an example. Right now in UFC, John Jones just came back. His last fight was against DC. I think that was about a year ago, maybe a bit more than a year ago. That was his last fight against DC. John Jones has been out the ring for a while. He's had his problems, drugs, like enhancements, drugs, and I think there was like dick pills involved. I don't know what the stuff is, but he's back now after a long period of time. And he didn't come into the UFC thinking, Dana, who's obviously the president of the UFC, I want to have a tune-up fight. He came straight in and went, listen, I'm going to go straight to the top. Now he's fighting Alexander Gustafsson. And for anyone who doesn't watch UFC, top guy. This guy, top guy. He's lost it. I think he got 3 losses on his record. Once to Jones, once to DC. And I forgot who the other ones to. It might be to Anthony Rumble Johnson. It might be him. But this guy's a top guy. He gave Cormier a hard fight. He gave Jones the hardest fight he's ever had. This guy's the top guy in the UFC. And John Jones literally came back after being inactive for a long period of time. Came back and said straight, I'm going to go fight him. In the UFC rankings, I feel like you have the second guy and the third guy fighting, the fourth guy and the fifth guy fighting, the fifth guy and the third guy fighting. You have all the guys who are around the same level of fighting each other on a consistent basis. You don't have none of this stuff where one guy goes, oh, I don't want to fight him because he's not bringing nothing to the table. I don't want to fight him because of money in it. And I understand it's prize fighting in boxing. I understand it's a sport. I understand you're in it for a certain period of time and you gotta make the money you have because obviously you don't want damage to your brain. Your body can't do this forever, but there has to be an element of who wants to be the best. There's too much times in boxing where it's a thing of I don't want to fight him because of money, or ducking this person, or there's issues in negotiation, and us as fans are the ones who lose out. We don't get to see the big fights, or we get to see the big fights, and it's way when these two fighters are not in the prime anymore. Is where if the fighter still may make money, for example, Pacquiao and Floyd, it may still make money, but you always still think, oh, what if the fight would have happened 7 years ago, when everyone was hyped for it? How cool would that have been? Stuff like when you see Riddick Bowe not fighting each other. I feel like, or when you see even current events, Crawford and Spence, two guys who are basically for me the two best welterweights right now. For me personally, I think Crawford's number one, and Spence. I don't know who won that fight. It'd be such a good fight to see right now. But when you got Spence sits there and he makes comments like, "Oh, because he's another network, he's not outside the streets. It's not really gonna happen," or it becomes an issue when these big fights that fans won't see not happening. It drives people away. Instead of me watching a big fight between Crawford and Spence, now I'm getting a fight with Spence versus this guy who's no one knows about, no one really cares about, and we don't really want to see right now. The demand isn't there. I always feel like when you have an interview and you're constantly being asked about one fight like AJ or Wilder, when AJ or Wilder is interviewed, their names always come up with each other. Whenever AJ gets interviewed, there's Wilder. Whenever Wilder gets interviewed, there's AJ's name involved. That's because the fans want to see it. And when we don't see it, fans are sitting there like, alright, cool. We're not going to see these big fights. So they tune in less. It drives them away. I'm a boxing fan. I always watch boxing regardless, and I appreciate good fights. But I want to see these big fights, these fights with people who are closer in rankings, fight each other more often. That's why I really commended Dillian White, Joseph Parker when they fought. We've got two guys who are top 5 heavyweights. Didn't have to fight each other. Parker come off loss. Parker could have easily went and said, oh yeah, let me go do what both boxers do and take an easy fight and build myself up, get these highlight reel knockouts, beat these bums, then come back up. No, he went straight for White. White, same thing. White didn't have to fight Parker. White is ranked, he was at the time was ranked second by WBC, and I think he's ranked highly in the WBO as well. He didn't have to fight. Imagine White lost. He would have been pissed for everything else. But he said, no, let me take this fight. Let me go and continue this. Let me go take a hard fight. Because it's a good fight. It proved himself. So on his record, he didn't sit and say, I'm going to take easy fights. He wanted the best fights. That's why I even Dillian Whyte as a fight. I like Dillian Whyte a lot. Because Dillian Whyte's someone who can fight anyone. I like Jarrell Miller, but let me use him as examples. Things in boxing. Like, in boxing, a lot of leapfrogging. There's a lot of a guy who's ranked 10th at leapfrogging everyone and getting a title shot. Skipping a fight with the 7th guy, the 6th guy, the 5th guy. Skipping all those fights and going straight to the top. For example, right now, I think Miller's next fight is going to be it's going to be for a version of the WBA belt, because I think Manuel Charr got stripped of it. Literally, if that happens, he's got a version of the WBA belt, and at some point he could be called to be mandatory for AJ. You know what that means? He skipped everyone. He skipped fighting the Whites. He skipped fighting the Parker. He skipped fighting the Fury. He skipped fighting the Fury's not the belt yet. He skipped fighting the Brazils, who I don't think is great, but he still skipped fighting them. He skipped fighting who else we got in the top 10? Even the Kamlaki, we don't see those fights because they had these other loopholes and getting to the top. These big fights that fans want to see need to be made. I don't know if when boxers get big, they get an ego and think, oh, I'm number one, I don't need to fight this person anymore. Or when someone's right number 2, oh, I'm number 2, why should I be fighting someone who's number 5, who's number 5, who's number 6? Good fights. I want don't even want names in the record. And that's what makes someone like Muhammad Ali, for example, so great. Back then, you had all these boxers. Obviously, the division were deeper, but they all fought each other. There was no negotiation issues. And obviously, in every single era, you have fights that you wish happened but didn't happen, or joint negotiations. But that's how people rate Muhammad Ali. So Muhammad Ali fought every single one. He fought everywhere. He fought Liston twice, and say you weren't about to fight, rigged or not, he fought him twice. He fought Frazier. He fought Foreman. He fought he fought the Ken Nortons. He fought the Henry Coopers. Obviously, he wasn't the greatest, but it's still someone who's close to him at the time. He fought everyone. He didn't shy away from fighting anyone. If someone wanted to smoke, he'd be like, come, let's fight. There was no, I'm not going to fight him because so-and-so. I'm not going to fight him because no money in it. What he cared about was being the best. And again, I understand fighting for money. It's prize fighting, isn't it? You want to make money. But if you believe you're truly the best, you'll fight anyone. That's how I rate again. So like a Tony Bellew. This guy could retire. He's raised his money. He made millions from those David Hayes fights. Both of them. He's set for that. Like he said numerous times in the interview. But he's fighting Usyk now because he wants legacy. He wants that. He wants the 4 belts. I'm not saying Tony Bellew's the best fighter, but it's a big fight. It's not a huge fight. Maybe on paper, in terms of pay-per-view buys, if it's a pay-per-view, but it's a good fight. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Granted, a lot of people think Usyk's gonna beat him. You never know. I think Tony Bellew's a very smart fighter, so it'll be an interesting fight, and I'm definitely tune in for it. I just wish in boxing we saw these big fights more often. We saw the AJ, we can see AJ and Wilder right now. And it didn't hold it off for another 2 years. As long as fan interest are there, we better. If one guy didn't want the fight, we better if one guy just said, I don't think I'm ready yet. And like for something, if AJ says I don't think I'm ready yet, I'll wait 20 fights and I want to get more experience, that'd be fine. Well, I'm not blaming anyone by the way, but when you get 2 guys saying they want to fight each other, but it's not happening, it's like what's going on? When you want to see the Crawfords fight the Spencers and they're complaining about who's on what network and one guy isn't keen to fight the other. And you could pretend, I'm not bashing anyone, but when you see the Maki Garcias and the Lomachenko's not fighting each other, it's just like what's going on, or we want to see big fights. You want to see the For example, T'Challa, I forgot what they all look alike to me. Jamel Charlo versus Triple G. But you got Triple G just sort of saying, nah, I don't think it's a good fight for me right now. Why is it not a good fight for you right now, Triple G? Triple G, you're damn near 38 years old. You better take that fight. You ain't getting younger. You get what I mean? But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think sort of killing boxing. For me, I just think there's more to it. There's a lot more to it. Pay-per-view is expensive in America. In England it's £20. America, shit expensive as fuck. I wonder what the Wilder 3 pay-per-view can be. But I digress. Then let me know if you sort of agree with what I'm saying. Like these big fights are being made. It's frustrating for the fans because it's frustrating for me as a fan watching it, thinking I want to see these two fighters go at it. But you rather have certain fighters being active, like fucking Soren, Don't Brazil. He's literally, I don't know what he's doing. He's just sitting there and active till what? He's waiting for Wilder. What? How could that take? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let me know what you think about what I just said there about big fights that being made. It's a very frustrating thing. Just, I watch these big fights are made. But yeah, if you're new, subscribe. Let me know what you feel about the video. If you watch the video, see you guys later. Peace.